Hello, welcome to my live stream today. If we've never met, I am Jaya Rose, the Visibility Queen from jayarosecoaching.com, where I help spiritual entrepreneurs get seen for being them. Hopefully they have a better voice that is not so raspy, but honestly, this is why I'm here today. It's to talk about a sore throat. It's to talk about not feeling good, and I feel like it's so easy to be in the middle of resistance and fear and doubt and just stay there. And I am guilty of this, where I'll be going through something and I'm like, oh, this will make a great live video when I'm not actually feeling this way, right? Because how challenging is it to show up when you don't want to, when you're feeling the resistance? So say hello when you guys get here. Please take a moment to share this video out. When you do, I will give you a big virtual kiss and hug, and just make sure to say shared in the comments once you do. This is going to be a great video. Excuse me, I'm going to have to keep clearing my voice, but this is going to be a great video. Hey, Giovanna, for soul sister entrepreneurs who are putting themselves out there, who know full well what it really takes to step into greatness, and that it can be scary. Hi, Lindsay. Yay. Aw, thank you for thanking me. So yeah, hi, Roshmilla, is that how I say that? Hi, Carrie Ann, hi, Danny. Thanks for hopping on, you guys. Yeah, I'll look forward to seeing your shared, saying you shared. I always ask you to share the videos that I kind of don't want to actually do. So before I pressed live, I was like coming up with every excuse in my brain why I was not going to do this live video. And there's power in that. I think there is the most power in showing up when you don't really want to. Because it's easy peasy when you're like in the best mood ever and everything is going fine. But let's be real, that's not all the time. And especially in the online entrepreneur space, it is at the very least moody, is it not? There are so many things to juggle and handle. And so this is like a twofold conversation that I want to have with you right now. And I want to start with just saying that I feel like there's a lot of energy right now around growing in general. And so put a number 1 in the comments right now if you're growing, if you feel the expansion, if you feel yourself really stepping into more of that calling, who you are, showing up even more, right? So number 1 in the comments if you're feeling that expansive energy. And I will put a number 1 in the comments too, if I could, because that's where I have been at. Giovanna says yes. That's where she's at. Carrie Ann, we are not on individual paths, right? We are all walking our own path, but simultaneously together. And we feel hi Meredith, we feel the energies. Zoe says number 1. We all feel the same energies. Jess says number 1. Hi, Jess. And it's not for no reason, okay? And when we are called, and I talked about this a little bit on an audio I did the other day, but I just want to mention it. It's so easy to be hard on yourself when you're not doing all the things. And you see these other people who are maybe 2 steps or 3 steps ahead of you, and you're like, I can do it. And honestly, that's motivated me every step of the way in my online business journey, is other people doing it. And I appreciate that so much. And at the same time, if what you're doing is comparing yourself to those other people and saying like, why can't I do it? Why am I not there? Well, first of all, that's not going to help you get there, right? And I also think it's a disservice. Katrina says number 1, it's a disservice to yourself to say, I have to be everything. And so put a number 2 in the comments if you are married, if you are a mom, if you are a mom to pets, if you have other responsibilities besides just growing your online business. Number 2 in the comments if you have responsibilities that are big outside of growing your business, which is also big, right? And so we are all walking, married and a mom. Yes. Okay. 2, Jess, I know you have 2 little ones, Meredith, 2. And so you guys, let's just take a moment here and recognize that we are doing something that has literally never been done, right? And whether it's been done by individuals that's a different story. But we as a collective, as strong, empowered women who are rising and have a passion that is outside the home, that also makes money for our families, you know, this is not the way we've been taught, and this is a new way. And so let's just stop the madness for a minute and really take a minute to honor that and say, hell yeah, this is crazy. Okay, for example, last week, some of you guys might have followed my celebration story. You know, I flew to Minnesota, I wrote a speech, I gave a speech, I showed up at a live event, where when you show up at a live event as a leader and as a speaker, you hold space for everybody at that live event. It is intense. It's great and I love it, but it's no small thing. Like, to just work, regular life, kids, husband, the whole deal, and then you just get on a plane, fly somewhere, you show up, you're amazing, and then you fly home, and then you need to come right back into regular life. You know, that's really what it was like, and it is not super easy for me. I'm highly sensitive. I need time and space. I literally had no time and space to just integrate what it was like to stay at a house with 6 other amazing women who are all really strong. And I'm not gonna lie, like that took my own, like it brought up my own stuff, I should say. And it took focus and the ability to be triggered and then to like process all of that. And that's how we grow, right? But when we don't have the time and space, and when you do have so many other responsibilities, and you have the kids and the spouse and the house and the business, it can be really overwhelming. Alongside that, we have our deeper why, right? You know why you're doing what you do. You have a bigger mission. Put a number 3 in the comments if you are growing a business for something more than just money. Okay? Put a number 3 in the comments if you are showing up, getting out of your comfort zone, stretching your capacity to both give and receive, because it's something bigger than you. Number 3. Crystal says number 3. Yes. And so alongside the strategy and the growing of the business, Jess says yes. Sean says yes. You know, it's really like we have split personality, right? We have the family life, we have the business where we are growing, but what does it take to truly honor that third section of the path? Zoe says yes. Danny says yes. You know, what does it take to honor that and have the time to come up with the creative ideas, to honor those creative juices? And I guess what I'm here to say is sometimes it's a shit show, and sometimes it's a complete mess, and that's okay. And it doesn't mean that you're failing. And this is my conversation with myself too, right? Just because I step up in one area and other things tend to fall. So put a heart emoji in the comments if you tend to grow, right? You're expanding. Everything's like cruising in one of these areas, and then everything else starts to suffer. And it makes you feel like maybe you failed, like maybe you're not enough. Because I know for me, that is true. And I'm going to put a heart emoji. I see some hearts coming, because I know we can all relate to this, because we all are on this quest to be in our greatest self, to be our best. And when it doesn't all work out that way, it feels like we failed. And so what if it wasn't a failure, but it was just simply a part of the process? What if we had it integrated into our business plan to have a down day, to have an off day? For me, I'm recognizing more and more, okay, I traveled, I did all of that. The next day I came home and I had one client scheduled, and I had my Rock Your Videos group coaching call. And I was like, that's fine, it's just 2 things. Honestly, it was really hard to show up. And in fact, I rescheduled with my one-on-one client, which was super amazing that she was that flexible. But I easily could have just beat myself up and been like, oh, I didn't show up, and this is only one thing, how could I not? And the truth is, like, this psychic energy that it takes to take massive strides towards your greater self is consuming. And it's big. It's big. And so that's why I'm asking you to put those hearts in the comments, because if you agree that, you know, we need to stand up, and we need to stand up for ourselves. Like, we need to be our biggest advocate, because honestly, nobody else is going to do it. There's nobody, you know, as much as my husband loves me, as much as my kids love me, or my mom, you know, there was nobody standing there that next day after I got home saying, Jaya, are you sure? You know, just take it easy. It's like, I have to do that for myself, and then the world follows suit, right? Then the world knows how to treat you because you're showing up in that. And ultimately it's self-love, isn't it? But I do think it gets skewed. It's so difficult to stay in that when you have so many responsibilities. You have so many things you have to do. You also have so many things you want to do, and your business needs to stay afloat. And so how do you give yourself that permission? And I'm saying, you know, it's one step at a time, and it's one mistake at a time. And so every time you realize, so for me, I'm realizing, all right, I need to schedule the entire day, and I'll probably get to where it's 2 days after an event. I need the space and the time, and that doesn't mean I'm failing, and it doesn't mean that I'm slacking or not showing up, right? Right on, girl, Twyla says, because these are the types of messages we need to hear. There are amazing strategies. Yes, you need to grow your business, but the truth is that your psychic capacity, like the ability to be there for yourself, the creative energy, is equally important to the strategy. Am I right? So put, you know, a number 11, because I'm really into number 11 right now. Put a number 11 in the comments if you see the value in your vibration, in honoring you, your frequency, and working on that equally to all of the strategy, to all of the doing, to all of the hustling, however you want to call it. Those things are important, yes, but 11, yeah, Twilight, you get it. And yet, do you, and this is a question for you, same question I ask myself. You guys know I'm doing all the work I'm preaching about. Maggie says 110, 11, 11. You know, do you actively do that? Do you actively value that other side, that half, that 50% that says, this is about me thriving. This is about me helping people. And so I want to see a smiley face. I'm giving you guys so much to do today, but I'm making you show up with me because I'm showing up and I don't feel that good, and I'm here. And you're here. So let's be active together. Let's show up together. So I want you to put a heart, no, not a heart, smiley heart face. You guys, do you have that one in your most recents? Because I love that one, right? The heart face emoji. If you are committed to showing up in your best, and you right now can make a declaration with me that says you are prioritizing yourself alongside all of the fame and the fortune and all of the goodness that comes along with working on your business. Twyla says, I have been recently, yes, which is why I am totally resonating with this. I used to beat myself up if I wasn't working on my business every day, but I am my business. Important, yes. Oh, yes. And so what, I totally agree, Twyla. Yes, so all the hearts. And so what I wanted these to represent also is just that you're here to help people. Right? Put a yes in the comments if you're here to help people. Like, let's boil your mission down to the very, very base. It's what is it? It's a concoction. Like, what is the basis of what you're here to do? And tell me, is it to help people? Yes, of course it is. And in reality, we got to show up for ourselves to help ourselves. And so one more short story, and this is why I don't feel good, is because, you know, we get to these places where we're stretching and we're doing all the things. We're really showing up. And so that's where I am in my business. Things are paying off, okay? Financially, they're paying off. You guys know I was able to retire my husband. Like, I am keeping our lives afloat financially with my business. And that is amazing. And simultaneously, it pushes me to always be my best, but also do things that are really scary. And so I wanted to share with you one thing that's happening for me. I don't know tap some hearts if you guys saw my vulnerable AF video that I did a couple months ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, about my flopped launch and how I realized that something else was really wanting to come through. And so this is a little bit, I'm going to pivot into pivoting, right? It's crazy, you guys, because stuff that's coming through for me is that, yeah, I mean, I teach online business, right? I can teach you visibility. I can teach you how to rock your videos. I can teach you how to show up. But when I boil down, all the way down, my why do I really want to do this work? Why is this work important to me? And how, like, what is the how behind it all? It's really about your vibration. And it really ultimately is about the law of attraction. Because I've been using the law of attraction actively in my life for 10 years, actively, looking at every thought, redefining what it is I want, using the law of attraction to identify how can I bring this to me, right? And I think I've been scared to admit it. You guys know that I've talked about law of attraction. You know, you may view me in that way, but I feel like what happens to a lot of us is we have that deep core thing that we really want to talk about, that we really want to show up as, but for some reason that's way scarier than anything else. Do you feel me on that? Put a number 1 in the comments if you know what I'm saying. You can show up and say you're this or you're that, but as soon as you boil it down and you get down to the heart of it, it's so much more vulnerable. And as I'm creating my membership site, the High Vibe Zone, which is really about using the law of attraction inside your business alongside business strategy. Marley, you understand what I mean? Yes. Zoe understands what I mean. It's pushing me to really bring these things out that I truly want to share. And so Friday, I recorded my first High Vibe meditation. And it came out really naturally, you guys. In fact, I was so inspired on the plane at night when I got back last Wednesday from Celebration. I literally was writing it out in my notes because it was coming through and I just knew that I needed to share this. And it's the bonus. I offered the ladies at Celebration to sign up now for the High Vibe Zone, and I offered it as a bonus, so I had to get it done, right? I lit the fire under my ass so that it made me show up. And so what happened is I recorded this audio, and it literally felt like, almost like pulling teeth. Like it was like pulling this out of me, this deep truth. And it felt scary and it felt unknown. And while I've done meditations and I've done plenty of audios, and it's not like it's new, like no one else would notice the difference. But I did, because it was the core and the truth behind everything else I teach. And everything else I've been teaching for 15 years. But I never really owned that that's what it was. It's gonna make me cry. So I did this recording, and immediately what happened after is I started feeling overwhelmed as fuck. Okay, so tell me if you can relate to this. I went upstairs, my studio's in the basement, and I promptly started sabotaging myself right after I listened to it. So I sat down, I listened to it, and I had tears streaming down my face because it was literally the most powerful thing I have ever heard. Like, it's the thing that I've wished that I've had. And it's like I showed up for myself and for my community and tribe all in one meditation, all in one instant. And it felt really crazy. Like I was super elated by it and excited, and I could feel all the energy. I mean, I was listening to this voice in this meditation, and it was my voice. But it was touching me on such a deep level because I feel like this is a 7-minute meditation, you guys. You need it. You need it because it's the thing that you need when you start to feel low. It's the thing that you need when you doubt yourself, when you're about to get on your first client call, when you're going to get on a sales call, when you're going to go on a live video, when you're going to do anything that requires you to take that next step. into your higher self, into your higher vibration, you need to listen to this for 7 minutes. Okay, I am not kidding. It will change your life. I've listened to it 4 times and I could not tell you what it says. I wrote it and I read it and I also did some ad-libbing and I cannot tell you what it says. It's literally like pure spirit being channeled through me. Again, I've listened to it 4 times and I cannot tell you what it says. It's crazy. And so it hit me to the point where I got a sore throat, okay? I got a sore throat within an hour after recording this. I have felt like crap ever since. I have a snotty nose. I don't feel good. I feel low energy. I've basically felt like I needed to lay down for the last 3 days. I went for a walk this morning and I listened to that meditation again and I thought, this is the pinnacle of owning my value. Because I can sell you my $10,000 one-on-one coaching package and I can say 100% I will help you get results. I will show up for you. I will always be on time. I will be your best friend and your cheerleader. I will help you with all the things you need help with inside your business. And I can do that easily. I sent this meditation to my list today, you guys, along with 11 high vibe hacks that I wrote out in this beautiful PDF. I asked them for $11, okay? $11 for this meditation that I know will change so many people's lives. And that to me feels way scarier than asking for 10K. And it's because it's the truth. It's because it's the boiled down version of why I'm here and the truth behind what I truly have to offer. It's in essence, my value wrapped up into 7 minutes. And it is so scary. So I just feel like, just know that if you're here and you're constantly showing up and you're looking for your best and you're working on showing that to the world, like there are going to be times that the silliest thing feels like crap, and don't underestimate that. Don't ever look at yourself and say, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel this way? Don't ever do that to yourself, because there is gold and so much value inside recognizing. So inside recognizing that, owning that value, when I listen to that, and I think, okay, this could actually change millions of people's lives. That is so scary to me, and yet so in alignment with my greater purpose, that if I missed the opportunity to own that value, if I brushed it off as, great, now I'm sick again. Why do I feel like this? Can't I just get it together? If I said those bullshit things to myself instead of that, I would miss the opportunity to laser focus in on the truth of what's happening right now for me and the ability that I have to grow. And so for me, my edge is really expanding into touching more people's lives with less content. Okay, you can tell me if you relate to that. Put a number 1 in the comments if you relate to that. If you've had this syndrome where you feel like you have to show up for everything, where yeah, you're super valuable and you can sell your one-on-one time, but what about a live video? What about a 7-minute audio that could change millions of people's lives? That's only $11. This is what we're expanding into. This is what we're capable of now because of the digital era, because of beautiful Mark Zuckerberg and all the Facebook family that has created this platform for us to get to be here together right now. And I know that that's my work, and I also know that I attract people who are doing the same thing as me. And so I want you to really look at, how can you be nicer to yourself right now? How can you value more those little details? And don't ever brush off why it feels so much resistance to do the smaller thing. Why would it feel like so much resistance to sell something for $11 versus $10,000? Sounds crazy pants, but it's not. It's not, because it's all about the boiled down version. And we know that when we're selling that, like, of course I can help you. Of course I can. You know, that's not the full truth. And that's valuable too. But I think when we all get to this place and when we lift each other up and support each other in doing this work, this deep work that asks these questions of like, what is it really? What is it really you want to talk about? What really lights you up? What really resonates with your people? What is really the next step for you? And no matter how scary it is, doing it anyway. So like getting the support and following the people who are doing it, who are teaching you the things that you really need. That half, right? That half about your vibration and how you're living your life. And then of course you need the strategy and all that too. But like, let's marry it and show up for each other in it. And I really believe that's the change, right? The new slogan, did you guys see my new branding for the High Vibe Zone? I'm so excited because this is all really happening because I literally prayed to be able to boil my message down. I prayed and it came like that once I really, really asked the question. And for me, the truth is spread the light, make bank, and be the change. And I feel like that's what I'm here to help people do. And I know that that's what you're here to do too. So thank you so much for being here on my live stream today. If you got even just a little bit of value out of this, please share it and say what you got out of it. Share the value with other people because I take the time to do this work. I take the time to show up, to be here with you and share it. And that really honors me and it honors the greater work. And it also shows that we're all really on the same team. So I would really appreciate that. And thank you guys so much. I will see you on my next live stream.